All right, so get ready, because today we are diving into the NFL's quarterback carousel.
Oh.
And things are going to get really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You guys sent us an article from FOX Sports by Ralph Facciano
Okay.
and Eric D. Williams that predicts some major shakeups for 2025.
All right.
They've identified 11 teams with potential QB needs.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, some of these predictions are wild.
I am ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, what I think is so fascinating about this is it's not just about like player skills or anything.
Right.
It's contracts, it's coaching styles, it's team needs.
Yeah.
And each move can trigger a domino effect across the league.
Exactly. So let's unpack this, starting with the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
They're in a tough spot with Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely. The article actually calls his contract one of the worst deals in NFL history.
Wow.
And with his recent Achilles injury on top of kind of his previous issues.
Right.
It's a tricky situation. They're on the hook for a massive cap hit, regardless of whether he plays.
Yeah, so what are their options?
Right.
The article suggests they draft Cam Ward from Miami with the no-2 pick.
Okay.
They even mention the possibility of bringing in a veteran like Jacoby Brissett
Okay.
as a temporary starter.
So a veteran placeholder could make sense if they want to give Ward time to develop, but can they afford it?
Right.
That's where the cap hit becomes a major problem.
Right.
It limits their ability to sign other players or extend key pieces.
It's a real dilemma.
It is.
What do you think? Could Ward be the answer for them long term?
He's got potential.
Yeah,
But stepping into that situation as a rookie would be incredibly challenging.
for sure.
It's a high-pressure environment with a lot of expectations.
Absolutely. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts,
Okay.
who seem to be on a quarterback carousel of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson has shown flashes of brilliance, but also struggled.
Yeah. I mean, he's young,
Yeah.
so some inconsistency is to be expected.
Right.
But the question is, how long are the Colts willing to wait for him to develop?
Right.
The article suggests they bring in Daniel Jones,
Okay.
not as a competitor, but as a veteran backup and mentor for Richardson.
That's an interesting approach.
Yeah.
Jones has had his ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
but he's familiar with different systems and could provide valuable guidance.
Exactly. It's a different dynamic than bringing in another young QB to compete.
Right.
It's more about providing stability and experience.
Yeah.
But the question remains, is this just a temporary fix or part of a larger long-term strategy?
Now let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
Tom Brady is now a minority owner,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to find some stability at quarterback.
Great.
This article suggests they go for a bold move, trading for Geno Smith
Okay.
and drafting Quinn Ewers.
That's a two-pronged approach.
It is. So Smith had a resurgent season in Seattle,
He did.
and Ewers is a highly touted prospect.
Right.
But remember, Pete Carroll might be heading to the Raiders as head coach,
Oh, interesting.
and he's the one who helped Smith revive his career in Seattle. Could we see that magic happen again in Vegas?
It's certainly possible. The question is, can Smith maintain that level of play outside of Seattle's system?
Right.
And is Ewers ready to step in as the long-term solution if Smith falters?
So many questions.
Right.
It's exciting, but also risky.
Yeah.
Speaking of risky,
Yeah.
how about this prediction for the Los Angeles Rams?
Okay.
Matthew Stafford might retire, and they're considering signing both
Oh,
Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Wow. That's a bold strategy.
It is.
Two veteran quarterbacks competing for the starting spot.
Yeah.
It seems like head coach Sean McVay is going all in on experience and hoping to recapture that Super Bowl magic.
Could it backfire? It seems like they're avoiding the need to find a young quarterback for the future.
Right.
What happens if both Cousins and Garoppolo struggle?
It's definitely a gamble.
Yeah,
But McVay has a history of getting the most out of veteran QBs.
that's true.
He's a brilliant offensive mind,
Mm-hmm.
and he could create a system that maximizes their strengths.
All right, let's switch gears to the Minnesota Vikings,
Oh, okay.
where they've got a bit of a dilemma with Sam Darnold. He had a fantastic regular season, but kind of choked in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the big question with Darnold.
Yeah,
Can he be consistent when it matters most?
right.
He has talent, but his playoff performance raised some red flags.
Exactly. The article predicts they'll re-sign him on a cheaper deal
Okay.
while also keeping J. McCarthy around.
All right.
So we could see a real competition for the starting job in Minnesota.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
McCarthy has potential, but he's still raw,
Right.
Darnold has the experience, but can he overcome his inconsistency?
Right.
It's a tough call for the Vikings.
Now let's head down to New Orleans,
Okay.
where the Saints have a tough decision to make with Derek Carr. His contract is hefty,
Yeah.
and the Saints are in a tight spot with the salary cap.
Right.
They need to free up some space to make other moves.
For sure.
The article suggests they stick with Carr for another year while drafting a developmental quarterback.
Yeah.
Maybe Jalen Milroe from Alabama.
Okay.
That's a reasonable approach.
Yeah.
It gives them a chance to evaluate Carr for another season while grooming a potential successor.
Right.
But remember, Carr had a strong start last season
You did.
before injuries and inconsistencies set in. Can he recapture that early season form and lead them back to contention?
We'll see. It'll be interesting to watch that play out.
For sure. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in New Orleans. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the New York Giants. They narrowly missed out on the top draft pick, and they desperately need a veteran quarterback. But the article's suggestion is pretty surprising. They think the Giants should go after Russell Wilson.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a move that would raise some eyebrows for sure,
Yeah.
considering his recent struggles with the Steelers.
Right.
But the article does mention his previous interest in playing in New York.
Right.
So maybe he sees this as a chance for a fresh start.
Yep, maybe a change of scenery. And a new system could be just what he needs to regain his Pro Bowl form. What do you think? Could he thrive in New York?
It's certainly possible, but we have to remember his recent decline might be due to more than just his surroundings.
Right.
I mean, he's not getting any younger.
Right.
And his mobility has been a concern. The Giants need to weigh the risks and rewards carefully.
It's a high-risk, high-reward situation for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's move across town to the New York Jets.
Okay.
They might be moving on from the Aaron Rodgers experiment.
Oh, wow.
And the article suggests they signed Mac Jones as a bridge quarterback while drafting Jackson Dart from Ole Miss.
It's interesting. It seems like a lot of teams are going for this veteran-rookie combo this year.
Yeah, it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
Gives them a chance to win now while developing a potential star for the future.
All right.
But with the Jets, there's always that added layer of drama.
Of course.
Can Mac Jones handle the New York media spotlight?
Right.
And can Dart live up to the hype and develop into a franchise quarterback?
Those are the big questions, and only time will tell. But I think Jones has the potential to be a solid starter. He's shown flashes of brilliance in New England. The key for him will be consistency and leadership.
Okay, this next prediction is a real head-scratcher.
Okay.
The Pittsburgh Steelers might be parting ways with Russell Wilson and potentially even Justin Fields.
Oh.
And get this, the article suggests they go after, wait for it, Aaron Rodgers.
That would be a wild turn of events.
Right.
I thought they were trying to, escape veteran quarterback drama after a Wilson experience, it seems like.
But hear me out.
Okay.
The article points out that the Steelers have a winning culture, a strong supporting cast, and a loyal fan base.
Okay.
It could be the perfect environment for Rodgers to revive his career.
Yeah.
And they even mentioned the possibility of Davante Adams joining him.
A Rodgers-Adams reunion in Pittsburgh.
It would instantly make them Super Bowl contenders.
Right, but wouldn't that require a massive trade with the Raiders?
Yeah.
And would Adams even be interested in leaving Las Vegas?
It would definitely be a complicated move, but wouldn't it be amazing to see those two back together?
It would be fun to watch for sure.
The Steelers have a knack for making these big splashy moves.
They do.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Speaking of shakeups, the Seattle Seahawks might be parting ways with Geno Smith.
Okay.
The article predicts they'll trade him, sign Justin Fields, and draft Riley Leonard from Duke.
Wow, that's a complete overhaul of the quarterback room.
It is.
They're clearly looking to rebuild, especially with Mike McDonald's preference for a run-heavy offense.
Right.
But isn't Fields more of a dual-threat quarterback?
Yeah.
How would he fit into that system?
That's a great point. It seems like they're going for a mobile quarterback who can make plays with his legs as well as his arm.
Yeah.
But with 3 quarterbacks vying for the starting job,
Right.
it's going to be a fierce competition in Seattle.
It'll be fascinating to see how that dynamic plays out.
Yeah.
Will Fields be able to adapt to a new system?
Can Leonard emerge as a surprise contender? There are so many possibilities. It's going to be a fun training camp to watch.
All right, and finally, we have the Tennessee Titans, who are likely hitting the reset button at quarterback.
Okay.
They're probably moving on from Will Levis, and the article predicts they'll draft Shedder Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, with the no-1 pick.
That's a bold prediction.
It is. Drafting a quarterback with a no-1 pick always comes with immense pressure. especially after the Mariota experience.
For sure.
Can Sanders live up to the hype and become the franchise quarterback they've been searching for? It's a high-risk, high-reward situation for sure.
Absolutely.
He definitely has the pedigree and the talent.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how he adjusts to the NFL level.
Right.
The Titans need to surround him with the right support system and give him time to develop.
Exactly. It's not just about finding the right quarterback, it's about creating the right environment for him to succeed.
Right.
And that takes a collaborative effort from the coaching staff, the front office, and the entire organization.
This QB carousel is a wild ride.
It is.
We've got veteran comebacks, rookie gambles, and potential blockbuster trades.
Yeah.
It's enough to make your head spin. But isn't that what makes the NFL so exciting?
Absolutely. It's a constant evolution with new stars emerging, old rivalries reignited, and unpredictable storylines unfolding week after week. And we're here for every snap of it.
It's amazing how much the quarterback landscape can change in just one offseason.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that the NFL is a business where even star players are constantly being evaluated.
Yeah, for sure. Teams are always looking for an edge,
Right.
whether it's through the draft, free agency, or even blockbuster trades.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best move is to take a chance on a young player with potential.
Speaking of young players, it's interesting to see how many teams are going for that veteran-rookie combo at quarterback.
Right.
So they're trying to hedge their bets, win now with experience while developing a future star.
Yeah, it's a smart strategy, especially in today's NFL where the quarterback position is so crucial. You need someone who can lead the team right away, but you also need to be thinking long term. It's a delicate balance.
This article has given us a lot to think about, but it feels like we've only scratched the surface. Free agency and the draft are still months away, so there are bound to be even more surprises in store.
Oh, absolutely. This is just the beginning of the QB carousel ride.
Yeah.
And as we've seen, anything can happen. Players can rise and fall unexpectedly,
Sure.
and teams can change direction in an instant.
So before we wrap things up, I have to ask, out of all these quarterback situations, which one are you most intrigued by?
Oh, that's a tough one. They're all fascinating in their own way.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick, I'd say I'm most curious to see how the Aaron Rodgers situation plays out.
Okay.
Will he end up in Pittsburgh? Will he reunite with Devontae Adams?
Right.
It's a storyline that has the potential to shake up the entire league.
I agree. And even if he doesn't end up in Pittsburgh, wherever Rodgers goes, it's going to be must-see TV. He's one of the most talented and enigmatic quarterbacks in NFL history.
This has been a great deep dive into the ever-changing world of NFL quarterbacks. Hopefully it's given you, our listener, a lot to ponder as we head into the offseason.
And who knows, maybe some of these predictions will come true. But even if they don't, one thing's for sure. The NFL never disappoints when it comes to quarterback drama.
That's the beauty of it. It's a constant source of excitement, intrigue, and unpredictability, and we're here for every snap.
So as you follow the QB carousel this offseason, remember to keep an open mind, expect the unexpected, and most importantly, enjoy the ride. Because in the NFL, anything is possible.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.